What's up, world? It's Katrina,
And Marlena, and this is Excess Baggage.
the podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode, we will be unpacking grudges.
Okay, let's start the show.
I'm back.
Oh, Lord, she said, I'm back. Is this a threat? Welcome.
Nah, girl, don't act like you didn't miss me.
I did. I really did. Man, so much shit happened while you were gone. I just kept saying, like, damn, I wish I could tell Katrina this. But, bitches gotta travel and shit. How was it?
Listen, amazing, great, hot as shit. It was long. I was gone for 2.5, almost 3 weeks, which is probably about the longest I've been away. I had to think about that as I was saying it to make sure I didn't lie. Just for like a vacation, but it was like really good. And I wasn't ready to come back. Like it still wasn't long enough.
What? Girl, you just said it was hot. How
It
was it?
was.
I mean,
It was Egypt. It was hot as shit. We was in the desert.
so, okay. Are you trying to tell me, because you know how you were saying that you wanted to be naked. Are you trying to tell me, you just said it was hot, right? So usually what happens is,
Lord, where is this going, Marlene?
usually what happens is people just lose their clothes. And I don't know how it is up in Egypt. Like, do you got to be fully covered in bake or what's going on over there?
I mean, kinda. If you want to be respectful of the people, yes.
Okay.
You don't give a shit, then it is a Muslim country through and through, though. Like
Yeah,
we went to about 5 different cities out there, and it was Muslim everywhere. So
yeah, your ass might get got if you do that.
yeah, ain't no like you could. There were definitely people who looked like they were not from there, who looked like tourists, who were not dressed in the way the locals were dressed, but not necessarily undressed, just not as covered. And nobody was looking at them super crazy or did anything to them or anything like that. I wouldn't have done it. That was actually probably the most clothed that I ever am, because I was trying to be respectful. We were going in all these temples and these pyramids, and
oh yeah, no, you can't be doing that.
no. I was like, I like to be naked, but I'm gonna be respectful of the people's. Like, right. So I had on clothes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
I be wearing clothes.
Okay, all right. Because I know vacation Katrina is a little different. So
just depends on the kind of vacation.
That's true.
It wasn't my typical beach party vacation. It was more of an educational, spiritual vacation.
Yes.
I was on my spiritual shit.
I guess, was that like your birthday present to yourself? Because somebody just turned another
Hey.
Happy birthday to you.
I just want y'all to know, Marlena called me on my birthday. She started with that song, and then all of a sudden skipped to the Chuck E. Cheese version, which I have not heard since I was Chuck E. Cheese age.
Well, the backstory about that is that my best friend's family does like all the versions. Okay. So they get to that version and then everybody like, hey, like that's everybody's part. So I just thought I'd share the love.
Like, wow, I ain't heard that in a long time. How old am I turning again? Sheesh.
8.
Clearly. That turned into a birthday present for myself because the trip was actually supposed to be earlier in the year. It got pushed back because of COVID. So it just happened to end up in Virgo season when that wasn't the initial plan. So yeah, that was partly my birthday present to myself.
The Virgo crazies. I'm telling you, man. I mean, maybe not the women. I don't know. But the Virgo men I've met, yeah, nah. I'm sorry. I don't know. I hate to say stuff like that. I don't like to make blanket statements.
And yet here we are.
Yes, I will. I'll say the Virgo men I've encountered have been interesting to say the least. Highly
Go with that.
critical, highly critical individuals. And I wouldn't say that about you,
That's
but
just because you don't hear the inner dialogue.
hmm, that's true. That's true. But like when you're like seeing someone like that, that's a little like, oh,
Yeah.
you crazy. Okay. You're a little crazy. All right.
Yeah.
I see what we're doing here.
Okay. Not that I'm trying to defend anybody, because, you got to do your inner work and you can't just be out here being critical of folks if that's your thing. And we are just as critical of ourselves, if not more, as we are of others. Be clear about that. Every
Oh,
Virgo I know who is also critical of other people is like the most perfectionist person I know, even if they don't tell nobody else. But like, we are so critical of ourselves.
yeah, I know.
So don't
And
take it personal.
but even that to me is like a lot. Like some of the stuff because I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to go into that. But anyway, I
Anyway,
don't
what is
want
your
to
baggage today? That's not Virgos.
Yeah. What is our baggage today? So, or mine specifically, I had a lot of time to think while you were gone.
Lord.
I had a lot of time to think. And shout out to Matthew. We did an episode with him, Rainbow Creative. Love Matthew. Been knowing him a long time. Really good dude. And yeah, I think, well, we talked offline, but I think we should really like have a meeting with him, see what's going on over there. Cause he's just like a jack of all trades. He's like this guy who just, you'd be surprised of like the things that he's accomplished, or not surprised. You're just kind of like, well, I always knew. I mean, I've always knew since we were kids that he was like that. But then to see him like do shit,
Yeah.
is really special. So anyway, shout out to him. But Matthew's not you. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not you, meaning I'm not gonna spill the tea or like
You was holding
I
stuff
was
in
holding
because I
stuff
wasn't
in because
here.
because you weren't here. And I was like, you know what? If I tell Katrina, she's gonna understand like exactly what I'm saying right now. And so the overall thing that I was thinking about for the last couple of weeks is just like niggas really need to grow up. They really need to grow up. And I can't tell you how much. Like it's just crazy to me. I know that we all have things that we're passionate about and things that we want to do in our lives and how we see things and how we want to be successful, all of those great things. However, I think it's incredibly wrong to shut out the people or whatever that have been there for you. So I've had a couple of scenarios happen recently that is leaving me kind of flabbergasted because I'm just like, wow, I thought I knew this person and maybe I didn't know them as well as I thought that I did. And yeah, it's hurtful. And I just really, when I say niggas need to grow up, what I mean is everybody is going through something, but no matter what that thing is, you can't lose sight of the people who are around you. Like we're all main characters in our stories, but there are supporting
Characters, yeah.
supporting characters that are really there to support you. So yeah, I just
So
really
your baggage is you just mad at niggas today.
I'm just saying that I know me and I know a lot of people that can vouch for me as well, that know that I am wholeheartedly a good person. I'm not saying I'm not flawed. I do have my things, but being good to people is not one of them. So yeah,
I feel that.
I'm a little offended. Yes. And I think I have the right. So what's your baggage for today?
Oh, chat. My baggage. Well, I'm going to start with I was gone for 2.5 weeks. I really did not feel like I was ready to come back. And then was back for a week and had a whole birthday. So I'm really just like, I'm not even here. I feel so like, I don't want to say detached. That sounds terrible. And also, I don't know what other word to use, but like, I don't feel like I want to be tethered to people right now. People, things, places. Like, I'm just kind of like, I got back and I was like, I guess I'll text people and tell them I made it back. I guess I'll like
vacation.
reach
Katrina
out.
is still here. She's still alive and well, man. She's like, man, what do you want me to do?
You want me to talk to people? And okay, so I had a feeling I wasn't going to have a whole lot of like internet and service because we were going to be out a lot of the time. But I figured I would have like internet when we got to the hotels and stuff, which I did. But we were gone so much of the time that like I really was never on my phone.
Mhm.
And you can't tempt me with time to completely disconnect. Like that is just because I already do that on a regular basis. It is a struggle for me to like, engage in the first place. So
Mhm.
I am still just very much like, I guess I'll talk to people. I guess I'll call people. I guess I'll respond to text messages. I'm struggling trying to get back on regular footing here, which might be more baggage for y'all than it is for me, if we being honest. But
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
that is
She
a part
said what
of
she
my
said.
baggage. Listen, let's be clear. We
She
know
said what she
we know
said.
who we dealing with here. Um, with that being said, too, though, I have definitely. I was trying to decide how much I wanted to say on air. I have definitely decided that I am going to be gone at some point soon. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not sure that no, not even I'm not sure. I'm very clear that I need to just be running the world, like just out running these streets, hopping through states and cities and countries and islands, all the things. Yeah, being here, being still, being in one place is not my thing. And I've known that for a while, but I think it became incredibly clear to me being gone for so long. And yeah, and I think that might also have something to do with why I don't feel really tethered to anybody in this moment. Or I keep saying anybody, but it's anybody or anything. Like I don't feel attached to anything. So that's my baggage. Do what you want with it.
Okay, well, you're tethered to me. Cause bitch, you gonna take this mic wherever state you decide to go, and you just plug this baby up right here, and we'll just keep this rolling. This could turn into a travel podcast, as far as I'm concerned. Okay,
Ma'am, leave it up to me and
so
it will.
so
We'd be traveling, drinking, and maybe a little naked.
I mean, I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this, and you guys, this is growth for me because normally I'd be like, "What?"
What? Naked? But
I
yeah,
know.
that's my baggage. That's where I'm at. But let's get into grudges today. I'm really excited about that. I think
Even
I'm
though,
with
even
you.
wait a minute, even though we told people that we were going to do a series of happy, and it's just like we only got a couple episodes in, and we're like,
Defense. The podcast is called Excess Baggage.
"This is
We
true."
just giving them the real. Okay. We're
Okay,
talking about
no,
the
you're right.
baggage
You're right.
in
You're
our
right.
defense. But I'm with you on this whole niggas need to grow up thing. My petty is real high lately. And I don't, I'm not somebody who typically holds grudges. And I feel real petty when people start doing things that's like grudge holding. Like, oh, okay. Because I want to, I don't know. I want to give that same energy back just because here we are.
Right.
Mm. But okay, I have a question. What do you define as a grudge?
Hmm.
I know we didn't go over this before. So,
No, but okay. What do I define as? I
mm,
would say well, it depends because I feel like there are I feel like there are good grudges and there are bad grudges. But I don't even know if you would call it a grudge. Sometimes you just have to people go and that just be the end of it, right? But if you're like
okay.
legitimately holding a grudge against this person, is usually misplaced anger and energy that doesn't need to be there. I've seen it happen a lot in my life where I'm just like,
Mm.
so you're really just like, fuck this person for life, huh? Like you
So,
that to me. Now that's like a long-term grudge because some people like have a grudge and then eventually get over it. But like if you let a really long period of time let a
go
long
by. Yeah.
period of time go by and you don't you have no resolution, like you don't resolve anything, that's to me when it's just like that's a lot. That means you, to me, it's like maybe you love that person way more than you think you do. Because, like, why would
Mm,
you hold on? Like, there's no way I would be holding on to this every damn day, you know?
sure, sure. So you said two things. One, misplaced anger,
Hmm.
and two, it's about the length of time. So something that goes on, even if it's a short amount of time, it still goes on a little bit longer than it needed to, on
Yes.
to forever.
Right.
So to you, a grudge is misplaced anger that goes on for a period of time.
Yes. To me.
Okay. Okay. I think I can get behind that. 'Cause I was asking because part of the thing that I guess I feel torn about when it comes to grudges is if the anger or the frustration or whatever the feeling is valid and you just choose to hold on to it, is that still a grudge?
Yes, actually, yes.
So it's not
So
just
like it's
misplaced
not just
anger.
misplaced anger. I feel like it's two. That's why I said I think there's two types. There's definitely to me there's two types, but because sometimes it is valid, like it really is valid or whatever. But I've seen to me, I like when we are talking about pettiness, like I've seen
Yeah.
some level of petty that you're just like, that's a lot for like what the
That what
original
happened. Yeah.
thing that took place. Like I don't think that it needs to go all the way this way, but
That makes sense.
everyone's levels are different. Like you could do
Absolutely.
something to one person, and someone actually said this to me. They were just like, if somebody messes up or whatever, like that's it, I'm done, and I, being the person that I am, I'm just like, what? Because I'm not perfect. Like, so if I make a mistake, like it's just it's a wrap. But for me, it's
Right.
the type of mistake. It's if it's like a betrayal, then yeah, I can see how someone can get behind like, well, fuck you for life. Like it is what it is.
Right.
But like I said, I've just seen the opposite where it's just like, what? You're wasting all these years not being in contact with this person when you really do
When you
care
could have
about the
just had a
person. Just had a
conversation.
conversation and been a grown up about it and sat down and really voiced your opinion, and then you guys just either agree to disagree or like I was saying, maybe some atonement is done. I don't know.
Right. Right.
Up with, but yeah, I've seen it go really bad.
Oh, it's basically just anger that you hold on to. That's what
Yeah,
a grudge is.
yeah.
Okay. And yeah, okay.
I mean,
All right.
I'm not. I'm guilty of it myself. I will
Right.
say I've definitely yeah, there's a few people, they know who they are. Like, I don't like them. It is what it is. And I do feel like something that they did to me was worth me being like, no, you don't get to have access to my life anymore. Number one. And
Right.
number two, if you come around me, you're going to get the most basic, like level Marlena. It's going to be so dry that you're going to know, oh, she still don't fuck with me. It's just
Hmm.
like, and I'll never be rude or anything like that, but you're not
Right.
gonna like, okay, hey, you're gonna get like the quick, like, what's up? Yeah, Like it's gonna be very whatever. And that might be petty, but at the same time, it's like, I have no interest in
Right.
holding any real like conversation with you like that. Oh, you good, you're alive, cool, but like other than that, like there's nothing else for us to discuss, because if we're going to
Mm.
discuss anything, it's going to be about that. And if that person is never like, I don't know, that's another thing. When do you decide? I guess, are you going to be the bigger person and bring it up, or are they going to be? And for me, it's like, if you did the wrong, I feel like
You
you
need
should
to be
do
the one
it.
to bring
But
it up.
some people legitimately don't know that they did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And do you fault them for that? For them not growing? From them not having growth? Do you fault them for that?
That
Or you just
that
protect
highly
yourself?
depends on the situation. That highly depends on the situation. I am going to give people the benefit of the doubt when it's
For a
first
little
time
bit.
first time offense. Let's be clear. First time offense and or small offenses. And I know that is relative for everybody. But nigga, we too old for you to just be out here being a whole like misogynistic, homophobic asshole and think that I'm gonna just let that pass and you don't know that you did anything wrong. Like there's certain things that at this point you just know are clear, right? Like you
Right,
don't get a
right.
pass for that kind of stuff. There's never a pass for that to me. You just showed me who you really are, and I'll just act accordingly. Other than that, though, if it is a first time offense and it's small offenses, meaning not any of those like really like significant things, I'm typically will step to you and be like, hey, when you did this, it really hurt my feelings, or it really felt some kind of way to me, and I don't appreciate that. I would prefer if you did this, and that, whatever. It don't always come out that cute, but I would give you some grace for that. But after the first time, and if the offenses are bigger than that, then yeah, I don't know.
Again, what I said earlier, Virgos are very critical people. At times, no, because I remember this dude told me, he was like, "Oh, if somebody what did he say? He said, if somebody says fuck you to me, that's it. It's over. I'll never speak to them again." And I was like, that's
Okay.
relatively low, I would think. I'm not saying that you even should get to that like F you, blah, blah, blah moment, but I don't know if that means we're done, like we're done. I mean, maybe I would say probably if you've gotten there to being, fuck you and all that stuff or whatever it might be, but sometimes things do come out in the heat of the moment that you don't mean.
One of those kind of situations where like that happened to dude and it was a really fired up situation and he was like, nah, fuck this, I'm never talking to this person again. That sounded real personal, because whoever thinks of it, never crossed my mind to be like, if anybody ever said fuck you to me, I'm gonna just cut them off. But nobody's ever said that to me, so I don't know. Like,
That means a lot of people must be saying that shit to him. And so
right.
at
Or
time,
it happened one good time with one person that they felt like would never talk to them no kind of way. And there it is.
and then he was like, that's it. I'm done. No one can ever say this to me ever again. And
That's
it's
wild.
over. It's wild, right?
That's
Okay.
wild. Okay, so that's a really good point though. Like, when the grudges don't even be about the person anymore, you carry that shit over and project it onto everybody else.
That's
Like,
true. So true.
people will do that. Like, if you are holding on to that grudge with that person and that is now impacting your ability to be in relationship with other people who are not tied to that person at all, that might be when you need to be like, let me do some work around this.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's deep. You just walking around like.
And that goes back to the first point. Niggas need to grow up. Like that's crazy. Like, to be that was wild. But
That's deep.
I just take it
I
in.
mean, I get it though. Like, nobody's ever said fuck you to me, like, ever in my life. Not even jokingly. That's just not something that anybody has ever said to me. So I could kind of understand from a perspective that, like, if somebody said that to me, that I might be really upset and we should probably not continue to engage with each other. And also, like, what kind of relationships are you in that, like, this is a thing that could potentially happen?
That's why I said it had to happen multiple times, because no one would just do. You wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say that.
I don't know. There's some people out there that might listen, and he might have run into one of them.
Maybe.
That's just not how my circle operates. We don't. That's just not how we operate. I never even thought to say that to nobody when I was mad at them. Like, I don't know. I hope that man gets some healing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm telling you, sometimes I just listen. I say nothing. Things come to me, and I'm just listening in the conversation like, interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Something's in the water for me. That's how I've been feeling right now. Something's in the water, because like you said, there could be things that happen to this person that they haven't resolved within themselves, and then
Absolutely.
they will hold a grudge against you for no severe reasons. I always say, like, the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
Right. To you.
To me.
It doesn't fit the crime to you.
Correct.
Right. So to them, it might be a whole different thing.
To them, it's like their ego, their pride. It's everything. Everything is on the line. So they are going to stand firm in what they believe. On one end, that's honorable in certain scenarios. But for
Sure.
me, when it comes to matters of the heart, matters of just sharing your life with somebody, I think it's a very harsh to not want to work on it. I feel like
I
people,
get that.
I don't know. I feel like if you are with someone and, they're holding a grudge against you, but they're still with you and they're always pointing out, or
Mm,
anytime there's something that was brought up, that grudge that's been lingering in the background continues to be brought up.
mm-hmm.
I just think it's like, okay, so what are we going to do to resolve it? And I feel like some people, when they get to a certain breaking point, they're like, they don't want to resolve it. They just want to punish you.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't want to resolve it. They don't want you to go anywhere. They don't want to resolve it, but they just want to punish you. And to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's where it's just like, nah, that's hell no. Nah. Like, you know what I mean? I have someone in my immediate family that has held grudges, not necessarily against me, but
Right.
I felt the remnants of that situation. And it hurts all parties involved.
Sure.
So for me, it's just like if it's someone that you genuinely care about, like I can see if you've been dating somebody or something like that. And I'm only, I guess, I'm going back and forth between family and dating, but I mean, it is just relationships in general. If you're
Yeah.
close to someone, right, and I can see if it's someone you've only known for maybe like a couple months, 6 months, something like that. You know what I mean? But like I'm talking about like deep, deep half of your life. Let's
Sure.
just say some crazy amount of time. It's like you're trying to tell me that this relationship doesn't mean enough to you that you don't want to work on it? Unless the
Mm.
situation is just dead. Unless it's just dead
Right.
and it's just like, no, that grudge is just that was it. And that's enough for it to be it. I can say
Right.
it's happened. I've had that where I'm just that's it.
So the therapist's brain is kicking on. We love her, but she be coming in sometimes when I don't want her to. I just want to be mad at niggas. But yes, I hear everything you're saying. I agree. I think that two things. I think it is way harder to experience a grudge being held against you when it's somebody that you truly love, care about, have a lot of history with, all of those things. I also think that it is a lot easier to hold a grudge against somebody that you truly care about because whatever they did, even if it felt like a minor offense to them, it probably hurt a lot deeper because of the fact that you really opened up and are vulnerable and exposed to this person, which means that it probably like they did something real small that like they thought, oh, maybe it pierced the skin a little bit, scratched the surface, and it like went up in there and was stabbing at organs and shit. Like that stuff that feels really small can be so big when it's a really important relationship, when it's someone that you've been open and vulnerable with, when you've shown your scars and all your shit. Like that small thing that they did that they thought like, I don't know, was just like, oh, I thought they just, didn't think about me today. To them, it's like, oh my gosh, you didn't think about me? You're supposed to be my best friend. You're supposed to love me. And nobody ever thinks about me. My daddy never thought about me. And you know what I mean? Like that turns into so much more because you are such a big part of their lives and such a big part of who they are. And so I don't know, it's very convoluted because like I
It,
get it.
it is. It very much is. But then that to me is all the more reason you'd want to work on it, no matter how hard. I feel like
But I think that's what makes it so hard. It's because it's not about that person. And let's be honest,
it's not. No,
you
it's
get caught up
definitely
in
not.
the stuff.
Exactly. No.
It's
For
not really about
sure.
the person.
It's not about them at all.
Yes. You just get caught up in your stuff. And that's the part that makes it hard. But and I'm the queen of taking things personal. Let's be clear about that. So, starting with that, but it's something to not take personally to some degree because it's not really about you. And whatever you did that you didn't realize you did probably touched so many other places in this person's world and so many other places that they have that are unhealed. And that's where the grudge really is. It's like, you thinking you just forgot to call them and they're like feeling abandoned. You know what I mean? Like it turns into a whole other thing. Not to say it's right. They need to go do their own healing. All of that is true. And it makes it harder. If it was a stranger on the street, you would have never had a grudge in the first place.
That's right. And for me, like I'll tell you, like when it comes to like how does it make the person feel that you're holding the grudge against? To me, it feels horrible. Like it feels horrible because there's discourse
Mm-hmm.
and no one wants to solve it or deal with it. And that's a big like yeah, to me it's like it's I don't feel like it's right because at the end of the day like I want to be better. You got to be
Sure.
better. We both got to want to be better. Everybody in the situation, even if it's family, we all want to be better, right? So to me it's like, okay, if this really if
Nope, it ain't right.
I just feel like, okay, so if we're going to work on this, if we're going to do this or whatever, let's figure it out. Okay. Even if it takes a long time, it's bit by bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
not saying we got to like, oh, something is wrong. We got to go to therapy like immediately. Like, I'm not even saying that, but like, at least like, I just say when the respect is gone, or is lost at a certain point, it's like, okay, that person that you are holding the grudges, you're leaving them no choice but to exit, to leave,
Yeah.
or to, I don't care if it's your damn daddy, whoever it is, you're like, why do I want to, why should I care if this
Mm-hmm.
person doesn't care
Mm.
enough? You know what I mean?
Right.
Enough, at least. They care. Oh, they care, but not enough.
They care a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
I think they actually care a lot, which is why they're so hurt.
Right.
And that's the part where I'm saying we shouldn't take it personally. I can't say don't because, whatever. But it's about not taking it personally because even that whole idea of like they don't care enough. We can't say that. It's not that they don't care enough. It's that they are really hurt. And that has one has nothing to do with the other. They might care tremendously, but they cannot get over their hurt in this moment. And that's no reflection of you or the relationship.
Well, it feels, I always say it feels personal because it is personal, because it's my life.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it's my mom, it's my dad, whoever, this is my life. It's
right. Because you're also
personal.
Now causing me pain.
Correct. So It's very personal.
I hear you.
Yeah. I don't know.
I hear you. Listen, I am not against you and all of that. Like I said, I'm the queen of taking things personally. And if we can speak to this a little bit, I think our ability to see that there is opportunity to have a conversation and mend a relationship speaks to the inner work that we have done. Because the folks who are in that place where they're not able to see that, they're not willing to, they're just not there, probably just have a lot of healing. They're not at that place in their healing journey where they can see that, like, one, I'm also hurting this other person. Two, what I'm feeling may not even be completely about them, right?
Right.
The impact that I'm having by being begrudging, is that a word?
It is today.
Is not fitting what's actually happening or what they actually did, which means that there's some stuff that I need to heal because it's triggering things in me. So that just speaks to our ability, or the work that we have done in our ability to see things from a more clear vision, from an outside vision, all of that. And everybody ain't there.
It's true.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't there. Hell, sometimes you just want to be mad.
No, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Okay. I have wanted to be that person so bad. And I have been that person. But to me, it has always been about the level of betrayal. Like you said, like if it's something that is just like, like, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it, but I've had some things where I was just like, nope, I'm good. Don't, what is that song? Tony, I don't wish you no bad luck, baby. I don't wish you no bad luck. But at the same time, it's like, I'm good on you. I'm good on you. I don't, hopefully it all works out for you, but like you've lost access to me.
You can't come around here though.
Right. And usually for me, I guess where the work for me has to be done is I will be like that so quickly with, associates or like,
Mm-hmm.
people that I'm not, cool, like thick as thieves with. But like, I feel like when it's somebody, like you said, like someone I really do care about, I'm more willing and more understanding. And
Right.
sometimes it's not. Sometimes things have happened to me where I felt like, wow, do I really deserve this level of treatment? Like, I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I messed up, but to me, it's like my track record. Have we not seen the entire thing?
Right.
Like, are we not
Right.
looking at our whole history with this person?
Yeah.
And so that can be kind of, it sucks.
Yeah. That's the part I think that hurts me the most. It's like, okay, yeah, I did something that maybe didn't feel good to you or wasn't, maybe even wasn't in my character, but like, do you see my character? Like, how long have you known me? Do you see how I have been, the ways that I've shown up, the things that I have done? So the fact that I made this mistake or that I did this thing, it's like, that's really hurtful because it's clear to me that you were seeing this and you're not seeing all of me. And if we really that tight, like you should be seeing all of me. Give me the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
And for me, like personally, I've had more situations where people were holding grudges and didn't tell me they were holding grudges. And I had no idea that I ever did anything wrong. And when I came to find out some kind of way, it was a misunderstanding. Like it wasn't something I actually said, but something they heard from somebody else. Or it wasn't something that actually ever happened, but just something that they perceived was happening that wasn't actually happening. And so for me, it's also like you didn't give me enough benefit of the doubt to have a conversation with me and be like, yo, this is what I heard, or this is what I was thinking. Like you should know better because that's not even how Katrina is. Like that don't even sound like me.
Right. And that's
You
all
just
I'm
out here
saying.
holding a grudge because
That's
you
all I'm
thought.
saying. That is
Right.
all I'm saying. Literally, you summed it up perfectly because I'm telling you, some of the things that I've heard and seen, I'm just like something, like I said, something is in the water. I
It's
don't know.
COVID. COVID is in the water.
It is. And that's why I don't drink that shit. Okay. And people think that I'm bougie because I like specific water, whatever. This water around here, I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of weird shit going on. I don't know if you guys have been looking. But I don't know if it's because social media, like everybody's on their phones and shit, or what is it's like doing something to people's brains. It's just
Mm,
like people are not either they're not using their brains or they're totally just spazzing out. I mean,
yeah.
there's people getting on flights and shit, y'all growling and
Yo, that shit
doing
is
some
wild.
weird shit. I'm like, what's going on? And how did
That
this
shit's wild.
and if you doing this on the flight, I'm like, damn, then maybe these flights aren't as expensive as we think they are. Because, like, for real, dog, why are you on here doing this? Like, it's just people have been, whew, I don't know. I don't know what's
people
going on.
people are in a very bad way in a lot of
They
ways
really
in the
are.
midst of
And to
COVID.
me, if we're looking around, and this is, I don't know, as conspiracy theorist as I would ever be, because I really am not, but I would say this is the time to, no matter what's going on, fuck a grudge. Like, I don't know what's going on around us. Okay. Like, we don't know what's going on around us. Every day something is coming out that I'm just like, what? What's going on? And like, it's so crazy. Like, we're really still in a pandemic, right?
Mm,
But
mm-hmm.
like, life still is going on. Like, they're still having the Met Gala. They're still doing, everybody's still doing shit. And I'm just like, yeah, but can we just figure this part out so we can go back to like doing shit? Like, I just
Nah,
like for
girl.
real doing shit. Like, I don't want this like tiptoe. I kind of can do shit. And I'm still nervous about doing every fucking thing. And I know some people are like, what does it matter? Like, why do you feel like this? You just got to live. And I'm like, yeah, I'm living. I'm living, but I'm also like,
But so is the nigga on the plane growling. And
yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I have questions. And I think we all should have questions. That's all I'm saying.
oh, yes, absolutely. So, because it's all about accountability around here, what was the last grudge you held?
Hmm.
Lord.
It's somebody, it's somebody from high school. I
Mm.
and it's it'll never go away just because.
Wait, time out. Your last grudge is somebody from high school? Like you've been
Yeah,
holding the grudge since high school?
I would say that's the longest because like anything like
Okay.
I get over things quick, right? But well, I don't know. That's true and not true. That's true and not true. Let me back up for a second. I try to get over things quick. I really do.
Sure.
But
Sure.
at times, like right now, I mean, yeah, I have some freshly new grudges. Yeah, I have a fresh grudge, but I'm not going into to that really. I just said the longest one I've had
Okay.
is from high school. And like I said, it's all about level of betrayal, right? So
Okay.
for me at that time, that was a big betrayal to me. You betrayed my confidence. And to me, it's like there was no reason to do that, especially I feel
Mm.
like at like a young age too,
Mm.
because none of that shit mattered. I
Mm-hmm.
think I always have been a little more mature or I guess older or whatever the case may be because of like being raised by older people.
Sure.
So when someone does like that kind of like shit that you're just like, what was the purpose of this? Like we was cool. Like there was nothing like,
Yeah.
there was no purpose. And yeah, so I've seen her, it's not like we don't run in the same friend groups, but we have mutual friends. And
Sure.
so at some times, from high school till now, I've run into this person and it's always been like dry. It's just been dry because I'm just like, nah, mm-mm. She was the definition of like, you showed me who you are and now I
Mm.
believe you. And that's it. I was done.
Okay. Well, all right.
What about you? What was your last grudge?
Oh Lord. Mm. So I just wanted, like, if we're being transparent, and maybe it's the wine, but
Hey, it's a birthday celebration, ain't it?
um, I anger is something I've been working on in therapy because I have a hard time with that, and I'm a lot better than I used to be. Like 13-year-old Katrina was way more angry than 33-year-old Katrina. Let's be clear. Also, 13 years ago was 9/11, 20 years ago. I've come a long way. Okay. Anyways, so anger is something I'm working on in therapy. I say that to say, I feel like I be mad at people a lot and for a long time. I think that's like a thing that just happens in my life. But I always feel like it is very valid, the reasons why. It's never like no petty shit. Like they really did some shit. I would say the one that has been the longest, most recent. One of them exes, one of them, probably a couple of them.
Oh Lord.
The one I was thinking about, someone I was really angry with him for a very long time, and I think it took a lot for me to get to the point where I'm no longer angry. I'm not angry anymore, but that nigga still can't. Don't call me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Like I'm good. I'm not angry anymore, but like I don't want to have nothing to do with you because I'm
Not
very
don't
clear
look
about
at
who.
me.
Don't look at me. Act like you don't know me.
You say don't look at me. I think of Christina Aguilera. Don't look at me.
No, man. Like don't look at me. If I see you in the streets, act like you ain't never seen me before. Keep it pushing. But yeah, it took me a long time to move beyond the point of anger with an ex. It didn't help because that nigga would pop up every few years and be in my phone and be like, oh, I miss you. No, go away. Go away. So that didn't help either because as I was healing, this nigga is just popping up with the I miss yous and the bullshit. So I had to go off on him several times.
They say it be like that though. They really do say it be like that. I mean, I've never had that. Well, I've had that experience.
You've never had the experience of niggas coming back around?
Yes. Actually, I take that back. Definitely.
Okay. I was about to
Definitely.
say,
But there's one just like
this is
you.
turning
There's
into a whole
I
other
know.
episode.
I know. There is one though that no. Like we could kiki talk all damn day, but like it'd be a cold day in hell,
No, we can't even kiki.
Oh,
Like
okay. See, like I
literally
don't. To
don't
me,
look
it's
at
like
me.
this. When I say that, like again, it's not the full me.
No,
You know?
I understand what you are saying, but literally, like for me, I will walk past this nigga like I don't know him because I'm
Right.
good.
And
Don't look at me.
I envy you because sometimes I wish I could do that. But I'm working on it, Maybe not that anger, but I'm working on like, yeah, there's some people that level that you feel for that long lasting grudge, like they deserve to be in that house as well. And they just haven't been there yet.
Absolutely.
I didn't really know her for a long time, but like when you get
Mm-hmm.
involved and you've known people, then it's just like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it be's like that. But
Sometimes you gotta lock niggas in there. Throw
yeah,
away the key.
that's jail.
That's that's jail. Yes, yes, it is.
That's jail.
That was my last and longest. And I'm no longer angry. And I'm just very clear that certain people just don't even deserve my time and attention anymore. And I'm good with that. I've done the healing I need to do. I've released it. The nigga don't come back around here ever.
Yeah, well, I guess I have some healing to do. I guess I have some healing to do because
Don't we all?
there are, some people that I wish that I could forgive, but I wish I had a bigger, I don't know. I wish I guess I wish that the grace that I try to show people and stuff like that, I wish I can give them grace. But
Mm,
to me, it's like their grudge really did affect my life for some years. And
sure,
so, while you are related, it can be hard, but I definitely don't want to lose a relationship. I
sure.
love them. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I have some healing to do there because, it be like that, especially with family.
Absolutely.
It's really, it could
It
be
gets messy.
it's messy and
Yeah.
it could be a really deep wound. It really
Mm-hmm.
can. So yeah, but I'm willing, again, I'm willing to work on it.
Well, listen,
I'm very much willing to work on it, but I can't say,
everybody ain't you.
that's what I said, I can't say a lot for others.
Everybody ain't you, Marlena. Everybody ain't you.
Stop saying that.
Hmm.
It's too revealing.
Girl, listen. I'll be right there with you, though. Let's be clear.
Anyway, the moral of the story is,
Niggas need to grow up.
yeah.
All that grace we just gave, all that room for like real processing and grown up talk, but we just came back to the same conclusion. Niggas need to grow up. Period.
Yes, period.
Grow the fuck up.
Yeah. And that concludes this broadcast statement.
This next segment is called Roses. So, Marlena, who do you want to give your roses to today?
Thinking about it. And I really want to give my roses to a friend of mine. His name is Mike. He knows who he is. I just want to, I just want to shout him out. He's been working really hard. And I know that he has dreams and goals and aspirations. And, I'm really hoping and wishing the best for him.
Mm.
I do. I wish the best for him. I hope that it all works out. And I hope that the time and effort and everything you're putting into it, blood, sweat, and tears, is worth it. I hope that everything you're doing is worth it. So shout out to him,
Okay. Shout
And
out to hardworking Mike.
yes. So Katrina, who do you want to give your roses to?
Is it petty to give my roses to people who've held grudges against me? That's how I feel. And I don't have a specific name. I don't know who y'all are. I don't know who's holding grudges, but I'm going to give you a rose. And I'm offering a rose as a peace offering. May you find healing. May you find peace. May you realize that whatever it is within you that is causing you to hold that grudge, that you find whatever you need. A therapist, probably, but like whatever you need.
Yes, that would be really helpful. Really
to
helpful.
move through the stuff because, yeah, I get it. People hurt you. That's life. But I hope that you find the healing that you need.
Right. People hurt you. It's you against the world. It's all those things. It's all
Yeah.
that. It's all
And
that.
that's heavy baggage to carry, if we're being honest, to be walking around with a grudge. And I am at a place in my life where like I have been very intentional about my healing, about making amends with people and all the things. So like if you are still holding a grudge against me, like I really hope you find the peace that you need because I'm good. Like no shade, but I'm good. So the roses go to anybody who is still holding grudges against me. I hope that you find the peace that you need. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, like no shade at all. I hope you find some healing.
She goes, welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
That's my adult answer.
Right.
With a little petty. Just because we just talked about niggas growing up. That's the only reason why it's petty. But for real, I want people to be okay.
That's a word. Yeah, I hope so too. Good luck. Have at it.
Find you a good therapist. Call him now.
Yeah, it's a Google search away.
Well, that's another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod. That's Excess Baggage POD. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
Faux show.